What's going on, everyone? Coming up on today's show, we've got some really good news to report from Denver's open media session OTA on Javonte Williams. Plus, we got some other takeaways on Russell Wilson, Randy Gregory, and Jerry Jeudy. Plus, we have some kicker updates for you guys as Denver held 3 tryouts, and we have a report of when they will sign a kicker. So all that and more coming up on today's Broncos Breakdown. Matthew Peterson here. Now, I do have some bad news-ish. The bosses, as one of them is about to walk out of the room here, said that we cannot reach 13.8 thousand subscribers during our little company meeting this morning. It's a very competitive office here at Chat Sports, and the Broncos Breakdown was put on trial. So let's prove him wrong. 32 subs away. Hit the sub button down below to help support the Broncos fan base here at Chat Sports. Now, Javonte Williams injury news, probably the reason why you clicked on today's show. He practiced in a limited capacity with the team today at OTAs, as Sean Payton put it. Remember, he suffered multiple torn knee ligaments, including his ACL on October 4th of last season. So this is not your standard ACL recovery. This is an ACL, an LCL, and much, much more. Now, for him to be in just a limited capacity right now in May, that is light years ahead of schedule, right? I thought he wouldn't even be close to being limited to start training camp in July, but it is May, and he is practicing in a limited capacity. Let's effing go. I mean, this is a huge surprise. Like I said, I did not expect Javonte Williams to be ready to go at the start of camp. Did not expect him to be ready to go to start the year. There was buzz and kind of murmurs and rumors coming out from the NFL Combine that Denver wasn't even sure if he would play at all in 2023. But for him to be limited for one of the first few practices at OTAs, very promising, very uplifting to see as he makes a very quick recovery, it looks like. And now imagine this running back room where Tony Jones isn't your RB2, right? And Samaje Perine can be just the RB2, and a good one, too. Now, even if Javonte Williams isn't ready to go week 1, right, where he's practicing, but he's not quite 100%, and he doesn't think he can run 100%, because that's often the case for ACL injuries, we can manage with Samaje Perine for a week or 2, 3, maybe even that has to be the case. But to see Williams already in a limited capacity to start OTAs, that is a very good piece of news. So what do you guys think? Will Javonte Williams play week 1? Kind of get your crystal balls out here and let me know. Type P for play or S for sit. This is the pinned comment. And I know YouTube, she loves to put an ad break around this time. And if that's the case, scroll on down and give me your best guess. Moving on to the next takeaway I've got, and this is Russell Wilson. He spoke to the media for the first time this offseason, and we've got a lot to talk about here because we are talking about the quarterback. He was very complimentary of Sean Payton, called him a great coach, one of the greatest coaches. That was definitely something he harped on when speaking to the media. He also talked about how excited he is to work with this new offensive line. And he should be, because the offensive line last year was a disaster. And Denver made it a focal point this offseason. And I think they hit the ball out of the park. Look at the just facelift for this new offensive line. The PFF ranks, right? You added Mike McGlinchey and Ben Powers, 2 players who are in the top half of their respective position groups. You get Garett Bolles back from injury. Hopefully you don't lose Quinn Miners to an injury. And then there's Lloyd Cushenberry. So say something nice about Lloyd. He was really good at Kahoot last year during OTAs. Probably not the best idea because Hackett didn't last very long. But hey, that's something nice about Lloyd Cushenberry. Now, Russell Wilson does not want to continue to be on screen for this type of stat. These are the most sacked quarterbacks the last 3 seasons, and Russell Wilson is number 1. And it's not even all that close, right? He's got 9 games ahead of Joe Burrow. Now, he's played 45 games, which is up there. The most is Kirk Cousins at 49. So, of course, the more football you play, the more opportunities you get to get sacked, and then you find yourself towards the top of this list. But still, you don't want to be the number 1 sacked quarterback. This is the price of doing business with Russell Wilson as your quarterback, right? He's a magician. He extends plays. He uses his legs, and his offensive line has to block for longer, and this is going to result in a couple extra sacks. But still, that does not, equate to being the number one sacked quarterback and not having an issue with it. Now, another takeaway from OTAs was Russell Wilson looking pretty good. Look at that guy. I mean, on the left, you can see his interview today, a picture from Zach Stevens over at DNVR. And on the right is a picture from last year, and it's pretty noticeable. He has lost some weight. He said he's a lean, mean fighting machine, something like that. Lean and mean. So Russell Wilson looked like he dropped, 15, 20 pounds, light on his feet, maybe get some of his mobility back. Didn't see a ton of it last year. The hamstring injury really hampered him, but Russell Wilson coming in skinny and also coming in best shape of life season, baby. This is one of my favorite NFL offseason moments when guys who are a little up in the age column and people are doubting them retort back with the just timeless line, better than ever. Best season I've ever felt, best I've ever felt in my life. Best shape of life. So it's always fun. It's best shape of life season. You're going to see it all across the league. It's not just going to be Russell Wilson. But, hey, when you're coming off a bad season and you're, coming into camp looking 15, 20 pounds lighter, yeah, you've got to go to the well. You've got to say it's the best shape of life. So what is your confidence level on Russell Wilson bouncing back? If you had to scale it 1 to 10, what letter grade, or excuse me, what confident level are you at here? 1 being it's going to be worse than last year. It's just going to continue to go downhill. 10 being you're Sierra Wilson, and he's going to be an all-pro quarterback once again. Let me know what your confidence level is down in the comments section. Some other little nuggets I wanted to hit on here. Garett Bolles with a practice sighting. So remember, Bolles suffered a broken leg in Week 5 of last year, the Thursday night game against the Colts. So like Javonte Williams, to see him, even if it's just in a limited capacity, practicing on the field, very promising. Now, I thought after they signed, or rather re-signed Cam Fleming yesterday, maybe that was a sign of we want to learn from our mistakes last year. And a mistake Denver made last year was counting on Billy Turner to be ready to go Week 1. And that backfired horribly because he was not even close. So maybe they are learning from that mistake going, let's get an insurance policy and let's get one we like. And let's add Cam Fleming. That way, if Garett Bolles is not ready the first week or two because he's an older guy coming off a fractured leg, we've got a good backup plan in place. More takeaways to share with you all here. Jerry Jeudy had a collision on the field, a thigh injury, but Sean Payton in his interview afterwards was very nonchalant, said he's fine. Sean Payton also spoke with every single person that was absent. I don't have a full attendance list, which sort of leads me to another takeaway. Sean Payton, we've learned over the last few months, he's not a big fan of talking to the media more than he has to, and that carried out today. No media members are allowed to tweet from the Broncos practice session until practice is over. So a new wrinkle, no live tweeting updates. It's just a flurry of tweets the moment practice ends. But Sean Payton did speak with those who were absent. Kareem Jackson was not there. Again, these are voluntary practices. Don't get mad and start yelling at clouds. It is okay. Jonathan Cooper is wearing number 0, a new number option this year. I don't like the number 0. You're a 0. I'm not a fan of number 0. Randy Gregory practiced. I think I just have to say that because nothing is a guarantee with Randy Gregory. So some good Randy Gregory news. He did what he should do, practice. So very positive. Also, no logos on helmets. Sean Payton did not say this is one of those Friday Night Lights, earning your logo type of things. He's really just doing it for the equipment managers. He was like, why bother put the logos on? We know you play for the Broncos. We just need a sticker at the front of your helmet with your last name on it, and we'll put the logos on when we have to. But for now, he's not giving the equipment managers more to do in the offseason. So no logos. If you see pictures of players working out and you're confused, this is why. Now let's wrap up the show with some kicker news here. Adam Schefter tweeting out, former Broncos kicker Brandon McManus is signing a 1-year deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So McManus, after being released, has already found a home in Northeast Florida. And right after the Jags added Brandon McManus, the corresponding move, of course, was to release their own kicker, right? The NFL is a breaking news business, and just after we finished filming today's video, well, the Lions, right, Jack? The Lions traded for Riley Patterson. So in the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the Broncos potentially signing Riley Patterson. That was all before Detroit traded for him. So just kind of skip over those parts. The reason why I'm not just taking out the video altogether is we talked about some other kicker options, so I didn't want to gut the entire kicker section, but just disregard everything about Riley Patterson and enjoy. But first things first, we've got an awesome deal over at Fanatics. We talked about the t-shirt combo for the last few weeks, a long sleeve and a short sleeve. Well, now that it's almost June, Memorial Day weekend right in front of us, you can get not one, but 2 short sleeve t-shirts on sale. Chatsports.com/Broncos combo. Use that link. I've put it all in the comments and the description for you guys. And you're not going to get just one shirt, but you're going to get 2 shirts for the price of one, essentially. Thanks to Fanatics. Use our link to get this awesome deal. Now, Denver brought in 3 kickers for a tryout. Brett Maher, Elliott Fry, and Parker White. All 3 of these guys, very different backgrounds, right? Brett Maher kicked last year for the Cowboys, superb in the regular season, and a complete disaster in the postseason for just extra points. But he also has the Sean Payton connection, kicking in New Orleans back in 2021. So Brett Maher is more of your veteran route. Elliott Fry has been on almost every single team in the NFL. He's basically the Josh Johnson of kickers. Like, go look at his Wikipedia. USFL, XFL, if there's a field, he has kicked on it. He was with the Bears. He was with the Bengals. He was with the Eagles, I remember. He's been everywhere, essentially. So he was brought in for a tryout. And then Parker White, who has very little to none NFL experience. He was South Carolina's kicker recently. So you can see they went like a Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear approach of loads of experience, some experience, no experience. Now, if you're wondering when you're going to get the notification that Denver signed a kicker, turn your notifications on. Apparently, no signings will happen until after Memorial Day weekend. That's what Mike Klis from 9 News reported. So you can enjoy your Memorial Day weekend grilling and over at the pool, the beach, whatever, and not have to worry about a signing happening. So Monday, Tuesday, hopefully we have an answer then. Maybe Riley Patterson gets waived off, claimed off waivers because Denver didn't expect that move, and we do get a signing earlier. But that is the report coming out of Denver. For me, if I had to pick one of these guys, I know we're just talking kickers here, so it doesn't feel like it's earth-changing types of moves, but I'm going to take Patterson over what I'm calling Yippie's Maher, right? After a 5-for-6 performance, and those are misses, so 1-for-6 in terms of successful extra points in the postseason. I just mentally cannot wrap my head around signing that type of player, knowing what is going to happen, right? It's sort of like signing Cody Parkey after Chicago released him for the double doink. He was good in the regular season for them, but it's a kicker. It's so mental. You just don't want that bad voodoo coming over to your team. So give me Riley Patterson. He's a very good kicker. He only got waived because Jacksonville felt Brandon McManus was better, which is kind of a choice because Patterson was better than McManus basically in every metric last season. So I don't know what's going down in Jacksonville. Now, we did this on our community tab earlier. We'll kind of end the show with this. Do you agree with cutting McManus? Simple Y for yes or N for no. This is also a good way for me to know who watches all the way through to the end of the video. So be an MVP and let me know what your thoughts are down below.